And welcome to another episode of 50 Shades and Grey in collaboration with the man in Sano.
Sano?
Sano.
San
Antonio.
Come on,
Get
it schoolboy already. Told you 4 times.
Schoolboy error.
I'm supposed to be the one doing those kind of mistakes, so come on, eh?
Welcome again, guys. So I'm in a lovely setting, just setting the scene for you. I'm sitting in a beautiful apartment. I'm looking over the ocean, glorious blue skies, and I'm sitting with 2 retrobates that I've come across and who have been tremendous this week. I've spent some time with, and I'll let them introduce themselves to you.
So, hi everyone, I'm Paul. I'm a fellow participant on My Mum, Your Dad. Loving my time in Ibiza with the... Well, you're going to meet him, you're going to hear from him in any second.
You're a natural, Paul, you really are. Hello everybody, I'm Martin M, or Martin Makepeace, whatever you want to call me. It's for these 2 boys this week. They've come over to Ibiza to see me because after we met last year on this TV programme, which we'll be talking about, I invited everyone over and finally, after over a year, the boys have come to see me. Fantastic. Great to be here.
Yeah, it's absolutely great.
Great to be together.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely.
I've got to say, mate, you have been a fantastic host.
I've enjoyed it, actually.
I said
enjoyed
it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's been a cracking 4 days.
It'd be nice if you knew a couple of people, but...
Okay, boys, what's been the highlight so far?
Every single day. But the highlight, I think, Fatboy Slim last night. Cracking night at Mambo. Absolute blinder.
Yeah, honestly, just for me, I think the highlight for me has just been sitting and chatting, just generally like the 3 of us together.
Yeah.
I think we had a day out on the boat the other day, which was fantastic, and the beach club. But for me, it's just spending time with people.
I think it's just I think when we met each other last year, the surroundings were very strange for us, because we were controlled the environment and we couldn't really get to know each other. It's the first time really we've got to know each other, isn't it? And by the way, you're exactly the same. Am I exactly the same?
Exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No,
surprises.
It was. You're completely right. I think in the house, you don't actually get to the true feel of everyone's personality, do you? And like coming over now for the last 4 days, we've really. It's been brilliant.
And I think also the thing about what we went through to get. I said it earlier the day. You can talk to your mates about it till the cows come home, but they won't get it.
No,
they won't get it.
No,
right? Because
definitely not.
You have to be in that environment to understand it.
Mm.
So it's quite good speaking to like-minded people who've been through what we've been through, good and bad, and airing a few things as well. Getting a few things out of the way.
Airing a lot of things.
Yeah,
it's good to talk.
Yeah, it's very good to talk.
It's good to talk. Men should talk more.
Yeah.
So what's the plan now? What do you want to talk about today?
So I just thought we'd go over it. Listen, the new show is coming out, which when this podcast releases, it will be coming out next week. So there's a lot of excitement around the new show. I think it would just be good to talk about, on reflection, of our time on the show, and just give advice or what we'd give advice for the people that are going into the show. I mean, they've already recorded it.
Absolutely.
Already.
Yeah.
And they'll be in that situation that us, we all found ourselves in that strange situation now where they've done it a week ago. Yeah. It doesn't air for a couple of months.
It's a really strange feeling.
And you forget about it, don't you?
Yeah. So I found it really, really bizarre. Like you go in there, it's aired, and the wait felt like a lifetime for me. Between the filming and then the airing, it just seemed like it just went on and on and on. It's a very strange feel waiting for it to actually come out, and it just seemed like a lifetime.
Did you forget? I mean, I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
Or maybe I think I compartmentalised it actually, because as everyone saw, it probably didn't go the best for me, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Probably just I was kind of hoping to meet somebody, although I was quite realistic about it. It was very doubtful that you'll meet someone on TV, although 3 couples did leave the house, so 3 couples left the house together. So after I came out, I kind of compartmentalised it, and I parked it, and I actually thought they weren't going to release it. I don't know why. I was thinking,
that went through my mind as well.
Did it really?
Because it was a new series, and that like with like any new program, there's an air of kind of doubt as to whether how well it's going to go, that definitely.
Well, I just never saw any announcements for it. I was thinking, this is strange. If this is such a big program, why haven't they announced it?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I wonder if something's wrong. And then they never communicated to us either. When
that's right. Yeah.
They always said it would be like mid-September. So then I'm going on in my own life, kind of back into normality, and then bang, literally bang. You know, it started.
Yeah.
And what they do, you know, just to tell everyone, is you're not allowed to tell anybody, and then you're allowed to tell everybody in the whole world. They want you to tell the whole world.
Yeah.
What, 10 minutes after you're on TV, or half an hour after you're on TV, they kind of take the...
I think we actually were allowed to announce that we were on the show 4 days before the actual show was aired, if I remember rightly.
I wasn't.
Okay, yeah.
Because obviously I was the...
Yeah, well, you can definitely not say bombshell.
No, I'd say more grenade actually.
Yeah, I think this year's show is going to be far more intriguing. I don't know what you guys think. I think obviously the format's changed because we didn't know a lot of the kids were watching. Genuinely, I think we've discussed this. Where you had Kid Martin, I think, didn't you? But
yeah, I presumed.
Yeah, I genuinely didn't. It was a real surprise to me. I think the show now will be a lot more entertaining because they're going to need to make it more entertaining. They'll probably have a bigger budget, I would imagine, because it was a success last year. So I think it'll be a more entertaining show, but maybe with a slightly different feel. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's almost impossible to do the same show again because the cat's out of the bag, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think they're going to have to change the format a little bit. But what I do know about those TV execs is they are very creative.
They're very creative.
And they're very professional, very creative.
I said to you
they'll
yesterday,
find a way.
I said to you yesterday, it's almost like doing that second album, like when you've had a great hit for the first album, how do you then...
It's tough, I think it'd be tough to recreate the magic of the show.
Absolutely.
But I think they'll find a way to incorporate the new ideas as well, you know. I think it's going to be a bit more... Listen, I really hope the new series of My Mum, Your Dad is absolutely better than the first. I mean that genuinely. I was about that because if that's good for us as well, because we were at the first series, you know, listen, we were there at the start. Yeah. So, you know, the better it is. What I don't want it to be is a complete disaster.
That would be... Oh no, that would be...
Because then you'll just get everybody saying...
But there's no way that it would go like that because the producers are... They're very good at
their jobs. I believe it.
They're very good at their jobs.
I also think that, you know, it's about the cast as well. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I think they'll find a way to make it work, but, you know, some of the things you can't fake on them.
Yeah.
I think...
Like your eating habits. Paul.
I think there were people's situations that were just that touched a nerve with so many people.
Yeah.
I mean, Roger and Jamie, for instance, that was a story that when anyone heard it, it was heartbreaking for everyone. And I think everyone I think in some sort of has been touched by cancer, for instance, and I think so Roger's story resonated with so many people.
Absolutely.
And they played that part fantastically well.
Yeah.
I think, will they find those sort of characters again?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we were the supporting cast, and it was just great to be there.
Oh, it's amazing.
But it's like, you know, will they find those sort of people again? Because that's what made the show. For me.
It's the human interest stories that make the show. And obviously Roger going through what he... And also he emoted it so well, you know, and he's such a humble, nice guy. You know, he's
a great guy.
Like Roger's that guy.
Funny.
Listen, I've got mates exactly like Roger, but you know, funny, kind of articulate, working class.
So Roger.
Yeah. No, you know something. He's the lad down the pub.
Of course he is. Yeah.
Who makes everyone laugh, but actually. Yeah. He's quite a clever boy, Roger. Don't underestimate him. I know he's a daft lad from Chesterfield.
He's a real guy. He's a real guy.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Good guy. You know,
and everyone can relate to him.
Did you twig straight away that he was the show?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, because his story it's such a touching story, isn't it? So I knew everything was kind of based around that. Yeah.
No, I'm going to say no idea because I didn't know how people would react to sort of everyone's stories, and also aware that you never know, like, and I think we'll come on to this later, but you're cast as a character. You just don't know what your character is.
Absolutely. Well, you do when you see the series for the first time.
Yeah.
It's almost like the penny drops, isn't it?
And obviously I think some people's characteristics lend themselves to like some sort of characters better than others.
Just because someone take that knife out of my back, please.
So here's an interesting question for both of you.
Yeah.
So obviously from the show, you gain sort of followers, which I'd never had before.
Yeah.
Same with you guys. Never really done social media.
I was a social media done.
Which I do see as it's a privileged position that you can do some good with. But our demographic, let's say, is all the same. So how do you think that show is going to break into the male audience? Because at the moment, you put it perfectly last night, and I'll let you tell the story of when we speak to people. You speak to sort of women who are great fans, and I'm still surprised about people out here coming up going, "Oh, you guys."
We've had a lot of people.
What is the reaction of the husbands usually when they?
Well, they're just not. They switch off. Yeah. You know what I say? I say, "Did you watch it, mate?" And they go, "No." I went, "Good lad."
They've actually got no idea who the hell we are at all. No idea whatsoever.
But I would say as well, I have a lot of guys come up to me and go, "My wife made me watch it."
Exactly that.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
Right? How many people have said to me, for instance, I never watched that rubbish.
Yeah.
But I loved it.
Yeah.
So many people.
I've had so many people come up to me and say, "Oh my God, let me get a photo." My wife absolutely loved the show.
But it's still not a majority. So how do you? Because I think there's a lot of stuff on there. But guys in like midlife, which again, a lot of my own podcast, it's about midlife. I think they do get a bit of a bad press sometimes. Yeah. Guys in midlife that are single. It's like, what's wrong with you? And as we've discovered around the pool, there's quite a lot wrong with all of us.
You speak for yourself, I'm perfect. Kind of.
But how do you think they could break into that sort of like Love Island has it at their age group? That's a cross section of women and guys.
I think personally what they need to do is they need to show some of the fun aspects in the house, because I think when we were in there, predominantly it's a dating show, but there was so much fun in the house.
They didn't show
any of that. And I think if they did show that, I think that would attract more male kind of attention, because there was a lot of fun and laugh that happened in there.
Yeah, well, the thing is about the show, that they being ITV on this occasion, or any reality TV who do it, they filmed us for 17 days, 17 hours a day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we went through the whole range of emotions. You've got Martin H crying. You've got some of the girls, falling out or whatever. You've got us, you two having a bromance. Roger and Clayton having a bit of a bromance. Me kind of upsetting everybody. It's kind of. They can make you look how they want to make you look, right? You've got 17 hours a day, and I said to them, they could have made you look, could have made you look funny and made me look charming if you want. Because
I don't know the endings.
Not a magician. But Caroline said something in on one of her press releases, and I was really, so thanks Caroline if you listen to this. She said, I think one of them said was Mark. He was just a nice guy, quite charming, but they didn't show it. And I think that's the only time of the whole of it I was like, actually, well done, Cassie,
Well, but funny enough, on that subject, the amount of everyone that comes up to me, he says, Martin M, so is he really like that? And I said, absolutely not.
Is he even worse?
I said, completely. No, I said, you went in there, you played your role.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you made the most of it. I think you
you
speak.
No. I said to the boys, listen, I make no bones about it. I didn't really like anybody.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, what do I do? So, Tallulah probably wasn't for me. She's a lovely girl, wasn't for me. Money, probably not. But you try and engineer something, I don't want to go home. I want to stay and experience it.
Yeah, because it's a great experience.
And also, by the way, how many times do you know a couple who go, I hate him when I first saw him? So you don't know how it's going to end up.
Yeah.
Although I kind of had an idea. So, I was stuck in a rock between a hard place. Well, listen, I'm going to stay here, and if they want me to be the bad boy, then I'll just throw a few grenades in there, And I think you clash, you kind of clash with people, and not, I mean in a bad way, but as Elliot was always saying about, the ego thing, there was a lot of egos in that house.
Designed to be that way.
But it's the nature of the beast. Absolutely, mate. It's the nature of the beast, and the ITV are there to deliver a TV program.
Yeah.
I think that's an important thing to mention. Is in the process. Make no mistake. You are being auditioned, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
You go through 5 or 6 interviews where. And naively, I didn't realise at the time, but you are being what that part is.
Yeah.
The thing is, the Luke analogy, so my son, my amazing son Luke, I was really conscious that they wouldn't want him because he's shy, he's timid, he's quite introverted, he's quite shy. It was only after I watched the programme and I saw Maisie, who's amazing, and she's so outgoing, and Zach, who's Mr. Confident, good looking. You can't have 6 Zachs, you can't have 6 Maisies. So for all the reasons I thought Luke might not fit in, he fitted in perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the casting process is absolutely spot on, isn't it? Like they know exactly what they want, and as you just said, it's like you fit into the storyline that they want.
And also, I say to everybody, it's reality television.
Yeah.
The clue's in the name, television.
Yeah.
So
of course.
And you kind of, as Elle said there, I've worked on the other side of reality TV. Even I was amazed at some of the things that went on in there.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, but it's the reality of the reality TV. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it was an amazing experience. We're sat around the table with you boys now, aren't we? Drinking beer on a sunny day.
Exactly.
So it can't be all bad, can it?
No, 100%.
I mean, Clayton couldn't make it, but next time.
It would have been lovely to actually have me, actually.
It would be lovely to have all the people.
I'd love a reunion. I think that's the one thing that we've really missed out on, everyone getting back together.
Yeah, I think, again, another surprise about me. Again, I was naive. I thought we'd all be mates at the end of it.
Yeah, we had that conversation yesterday.
That was very naive of me, because I just thought we're going on a bit of a journey together. I didn't realise it was going to be something so serious, but then that's my problem.
Yeah, I think people were, when they came out, I think generally people, most of us, like you said, sort of do keep contact. I think like in any group of friends, you'll always get a conflict of people's personalities.
Yeah.
And I think you're not aware of those so much until you've been around each other for a certain amount of time.
And also, how can you ever expect 12 strangers to get on?
No, absolutely.
If you get 6 of them getting on together or whatever, so you've got a lot of the girls are friends, so they've got 3 or 4, there's us 3, and I know you're very close to, a couple of the boys as well. So it's not a bad result, actually.
I think it's great, and like you just said, the fact that we're sat here right now, for me, 99% of what happened in there was a completely positive. It's been brilliant.
I'm going to start asking questions of you, but for now, I want to ask, what advice would you give to the people going in, not just to My Mum, Your Dad's Series 2 or wherever, but for anyone wanting to go to reality TV in the future, what advice would you give, Al?
Mine would be, and this is for all of them, you've got to be a certain type of character, I think, and this is what I've realised, especially from watching Love Island. I think first and foremost, if you're signing up for a show like this, you've got to be prepared for ups and downs, and you can't moan about it after. So if you're going to have like myself and Sharon, we met on a TV show. So anything that happens in that relationship after that is going to be public. Yeah. And you've got to expect it to be public. Yeah. You accept all these people taking an interest in your life, and then turn around and say, well, this is private. It's not.
It's not, as soon as you get invested,
you can't have it both ways.
When you're public property, mate, whether you like it or not, you're public property.
And rightfully so.
Absolutely. That's what you signed up for.
There's no such thing as a free lunch, is there? People, and genuinely, I can say hand on heart for myself, I didn't go in there to get followers because I didn't have Instagram. No. So it was irrelevant to me. Yeah. Am I enjoying that part of it now? Yeah, because I've seen a completely different life, life, not style, but something different.
As I showed Elliot how to work TikTok yesterday, so he's on useless engaged at the moment, is it?
On TikTok.
Social media dinosaurs.
Absolutely, but I think first of all, and they do their due diligence. Don't get me wrong, but you have to be a strong mental character, and not for them to see it. You need to know. So you've got to be able to have people say not nice things about you, and
you've got to have a thick skin, haven't you?
and you've got to be okay about it.
But that's social media in general these days, isn't it? I think that
I think there's more of a spotlight on it. You know, I'll put a post out. You read one to me yesterday, and someone said to me about like your hair looks crap.
Yeah.
Like. And I, you know, and I said to you, well, she's right, it does.
Yeah,
you know, I had Donald Trump's wig on.
You're never going to please anyone.
You're spending a lot of time on social media these days, aren't you?
I am.
So we went out the other night. He wasn't even there, was he? He said on his phone the other day. It was like a teenager.
Worse than my kids.
But if that was someone who knew what they was doing, that would have taken them 10 minutes. That's the thing. It's complete naivety as well. It takes me sort of 2.5 hours to do a 10-minute job.
Yeah, no, exactly that. I would say for me, you just need to go on as completely yourself on these shows, because I think you'll soon get found out if you're trying to be somebody else.
I think it's funny because I said to you last night, if I was ever to go on another show again, I'd want to be more authentic, because my guard was up. You know, it was up, and I probably didn't. I should have been a bit more. I should have let the guard down a little bit, but
Did you?
But that
try and sleep with everyone then?
No, I wanted to do 4 out of 6.
But that comes with the experience, doesn't it? Like going on to...
No, but
it's a new thing.
Yeah, I was annoyed at myself, mate, because my barriers went up when I was there. I think self-preservation, mate. You know
of course. I mean, like normally, I'm like inwards. It took me like half of the process to kind of come out of my shell. I was quite surprised at that, really.
I was definitely in self-preservation.
Yeah.
And also, I did think to myself, you know, I think Elliot said it before, I think, well, you know, you are cast as a character whether you like it or not. You know, we didn't know about that.
You don't know about it.
It was only when I saw the reaction to me, you know, believe it or not, that's exactly how I would walk into a house. And they knew that. Listen, I say this, they knew what I was going to do before I did it. That's how good they are.
I think there's also a big part of it as well. So for me, like with my job, I was always extra careful about it. I wouldn't want to do that show again, but I would like to have that experience again, but being more of myself. Because I remember when I was in, we'd done these things called MIVs, which is a mini interview that they use, and you'll do 2 or 3, and it's hard work, isn't it? These shows, like, you know, they get
they're quite serious interviews.
They get their pound of flesh, and the guy that did the MIVs with me,
He was a good one.
Fantastic.
Lee, he was absolutely fantastic.
A real favourite.
I remember going in the room every day and he'd just give you a cuddle.
He just got it out.
The spot. He does, And you like, so for the guys listening and for the guys watching, like you can't hear their voice for the questions, but they're really good with their questions.
They're on it.
They're really good.
Exactly
they get and they will
every
keep
single
asking you. They will keep asking you this. I want to see what you're like, how you are off camera, on camera, because you do your Ms like you're doing a school assembly. But it was that. So for me, I was like in a bit like that teacher mode, because I'm always thinking I need to be saying the right thing. So I can't swear.
Do you know some of the myths, the master interview? So it's the diary room for want of a better way to do it. Do you know? I wish I'd been a bit more. Honest.
Oh, really? Okay.
You know, like really honest. No, I mean like really honest. You know, looking back. I was.
But that could have gone one of 2 ways. We know which way that would have gone. Honestly.
Listen, don't forget, they only put in what they want to put in. So I should have given them. I should have given them what I was really thinking.
Give me one example, because that's what people want to hear, don't they?
One example. Do you think you and such, one of the girls, as you said, no, that's never going to happen. Right? Because she's just not my type. She's a nice girl, but it's not happening. And maybe just a bit. Listen, I'm a quite cynical guy, Robert. I was a bit bland. You know, for me personally, that's all I was saying.
I think because I remember saying to you, Elliot, that when you went into the MIV room, every time I came out, it always felt like it was a serious interview, and I said to you, are your interviews exactly the same? And you were like, like I just felt at one point, whether it was me or in general, that was the kind of.
But Paul, you know what I think that is as well? I think where you've watched stuff like Love Island.
Yeah, but I hadn't seen any reality TV shows for years.
No, but you'd always have an experience of reality TV. And I think what you end up doing is once you're in there doing these moves, it suddenly twigs how they do this.
Yeah.
So then you're very aware that, right, I don't want to look like a bad guy, so I'm not going to say, this, and I'm not going to say that. Where
no, I know, I get it. And listen, if I did it again, I'd probably do exactly the same.
And this is why it works with younger people, because as you get older, you get a lot more experience in thinking, I'm not going to say that. But when you're younger,
it just comes.
You
say it, and then you think.
Easy.
As I said, I think, as I said, if someone said, "Would you do it again?" Of course, I'd do it again. Yeah. But I'd want to be a little bit. For me, as a learning curve, I want to be a bit more authentic. Listen, I don't care if people like me if they don't. Yeah. As long as I'm true to, that as well.
Happen, because you've had that first experience. Yeah. Going in there a second time, it would be a lot more natural.
What were you cast as, Paul?
I just chat to everyone, don't I?
Yeah.
So,
do you think you were the nice guy?
Well, you seem to think I got in as the nice guy because you've been saying for the last 4 days.
Listen, I
am a nice guy.
Right, I will go through the whole cast members.
Yeah, go for it. Yes, let's get to the deep.
Right, so I'll name it and you have to think what they were cast.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Go on.
Yeah.
Mine.
No, a nice guy.
I think, either a princess, but good, as you said, good
She's
heart.
got heart gold, absolutely heart gold.
Tallulah?
Feisty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, fiery, definitely.
I don't know, I said fiery, but she stood her ground a lot, didn't she?
Yeah.
She said, but I was quite impressed with the way she
did stand her ground, absolutely.
Stood her ground, and I was trying. Sometimes I'm trying. Well, I don't really.
She's a strong woman.
Remember when Elliot and Tallulah went at each other, and I was like, oh my life. What was on camera?
We don't see eye to eye.
No. Listen.
But you don't see eye to eye.
Yeah, you can't do that with everyone.
She's a lovely person, but you just clash personalities.
Well, as I said to you before, you can't expect 12 strangers to like
each other. No.
In a way, it's like, Clayton?
I don't know.
I'd say the Joker, because he was quite funny.
The dancer.
He
had some moves, Clayton.
Yeah, I'd say the Joker for me. He was quite
I'm not
funny
sure.
character.
I don't know.
In the house.
That's not an acceptable answer.
No, you have to say.
No, I mean not what we know, because there's a difference. It's not what we saw. The question was what they.
No, what I thought they were having known.
What they were cast as. I'm not
sure
what they would have cast him as, because I don't know.
Roger
was the storyline. Roger was the hero, wasn't he?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
He was the story.
He was the story, but then with that, his story was absolutely.
Yeah.
Sharon, good-looking girl.
Yeah,
I thought she was a good-looking one.
I think that's conversation. I think she kind of came out of nowhere. So I think it was on the third day she came down in the
beauty. I'll say the beauty.
And everyone kind of probably
the beauty.
Agree. Yeah.
I was the beast when you were the beast, but Nat. Oh no, sorry, you got it.
I'm glad you did that.
Did you see that? I'm glad you see that. The way he's not looking at us.
He was seeking. Yes, I've got it.
No, I think I'd go. I think she was like the quiet surprise, Sharon. I think. Natalie, I think she was the deep one.
Yeah, I'd say exactly that. The deep dive. She'd probably say exactly that. Why she would say that.
I never heard the expression deep dive until Natalie said to me.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd never heard that expression. Had you ever heard that expression?
One of my friends' wives uses deep dive in the same way and uses about herself like Natalie. Natalie always first say she's a really deep diver.
She's
brutally honest as well.
She's a strong woman. At the end of the day, she's a very strong woman, and she knows exactly who she is. Right, it's as simple as that.
Who have I missed?
Janie.
Janie.
I think she was what her name says. I think she was the bombshell.
Yeah,
I really do.
Bombshell. She was very.
And she initially, when she came in,
she was the cry. Janie could be the crier because she did a lot.
Yeah.
She was so nervous because I know they didn't show this, but with so Janie's first date was with me.
Yeah.
Was you in there then?
No.
So Janie's first date with me. So it was just nice to actually sort of just say.
She's a lovely girl, isn't she?
Oh
yeah.
There's no edge
to her.
Really funny. Absolutely.
Yeah, really, really funny as well because that's something they don't show.
She's funny.
She is actually very funny.
Yeah,
she's very funny.
It was funny because she really grew into this program, didn't she?
Yeah. Because they don't show
the first few days she was in, she was very, very out of her comfort zone, wasn't she?
So yes, they don't show all of the dates, do they? So like there were dates that happened that the viewers wouldn't have actually seen because they don't.
Was your date with JD on? I don't think it was it?
No.
You had a massage, didn't you?
Sorry?
A massage.
Hello? I missed that.
Yeah.
I missed that one.
That was the day, wasn't it?
Seriously, worst massage they ever had.
Was it?
Oh my god! Because they wanted to make it TV.
Yeah.
So they kept saying the guy doing it kept saying, "Do it harder," and the girl was doing it. You know, I was wincing and trying to act cool, but it was really hurting.
Right.
And while the girl was doing it, she was trying to plug her own massage business as well.
Yeah,
so she didn't shut up.
Have we missed anyone?
No, Caroline.
I was going to say Caroline. I think she was hilarious. The humour, I think.
Do you know what? I really wanted Caroline.
Yeah, I did.
She's probably not my type of girl that would go out with, but I thought she was a creep.
I thought she was hilarious.
I wanted to be her friend straight away.
There was one because I hadn't really spoken to her for the first couple of days, and I think it was on the third day we had a kind of joke at the table, and then from then on in I just realised exactly what her role was, and that was she was a complete joke. She's so funny.
Josie, she had I think Caroline had one of the best wardrobes in there. I know from there, but she always looked great every day.
Yeah.
Really well presented.
Yeah, no, she was. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It took me quite some time to kind of get used to her accent because her Scottish accent.
Lovely girl.
Really
absolutely lovely. I love to spend time with Caroline.
I thought she was American when we first went in.
It's got a twang.
I asked her 3 times what her name was because I couldn't understand what she was saying.
What have we missed? It's just the 3 of us.
So your character, have we done?
The villain.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, the villain. Yeah,
The villain's a bit strong, boys.
No.
Bad boy, come on.
Yeah, but
because
with a good heart.
If you're casting Roger as the hero for every heroine,
it's true.
You've got to have a
good
villain.
cop, bad cop. Yeah.
And I knew what they were doing.
And I think you were the villain. You just brought it on with it. For penny,
wish list.
I'm here, so I might as well go along.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, I've told this story a few times, but I remember going into the house when you go in first day. As you say, it's madness.
It's absolutely
And then
madness.
I remember meeting everybody and thinking, what the hell am I doing here?
Yeah.
And they go up to my room, because they rush upstairs and I'm lying there going...
I mean, even the build-up to going into the house for me was just like...
I quite like that.
Not the unknown...
Halshead Hotel.
And what the weirdest thing was, for me, I found, was sitting in the car, because they don't want you to see any of the other contestants going in, so we were sat in the car for like a few hours, and that was just weird, wasn't it? Like, the whole day was just the build-up to going in the house, and then you get in the house, and it's just...
Was it as you thought it would be?
Completely and utterly, totally different
really?
To anything I expected. It was just the maddest experience I've had, I think, going into that house. Like I said, the build up to going in, the casting, that was all great. And then when you get in the house, it was just so surreal, very surreal.
Mad. So villain. Okay, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Paul.
I think me and you were the sidekicks.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think. Well, mate, I think I was in there for. It's easier to do me than you because I think I was in there because of my relationship with Zach. I think that's why I was there. I think you was in there as the sidekick with me. I think. I don't know. No, it's not in a bad way.
That's how it panned out anyway.
Yeah,
it did pan out.
I think they think they know what's going to happen, but then other things happen because you boys put it up. Did they put you in the room together?
Yeah.
Did you ask?
Yeah, no, they put us in the room.
So I think that was a calculated move for you two to become good friends and become like the itchy and scratchy of the
which
show,
it did
so
become, didn't it? Yeah,
we did a lot of itchy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Itchy scratchy. No, I think I think you were cast as the nice guy. You are such a nice guy.
Thank you.
And I just think that
Carl Walker look-alike.
A rubbish Carl Walker.
Yeah,
looking like.
We've already poor man's Carl Walker.
An album version.
Listen, if I'm in the same
Wild Corker.
If I'm putting the same breath as that, then I'll take that, regardless of whatever you put before it.
No, I think you were just an all-round nice guy. I mean, there was a lot of nice guys in there.
I think
But you've got no edge to you. Like I've got an edge to him. He's got an edge to him.
Well, I just go through life kind of
exactly.
Quite chill.
And in the house, you never created any problems. You were friendly with everybody.
Yeah.
And I think they knew that as well.
Yeah.
What about He Reg Evil Edge.
I would say he's a good-looking lad. No,
He's a good-looking boy. That's my first memory when I walked in. I was opposite him. I went,
yeah,
he's a
yeah, definitely.
I appreciate that.
I think for that reason.
No, but then I got to know you.
The look for me,
looks are nothing without personality.
That happens a lot.
I said that, didn't you?
I would say the looker.
I think he was there because he's very highly strung. Zero self-awareness there straight away. I think he's highly strung. He's opinionated. What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
And I think they knew that he would create drama naturally. And I don't mean that as in phony, like, you know, if he's challenged, he'll go for it. And I thought, and he's a very deep guy as well. I thought, listen, he's got something that's good TV.
And you do stand your ground as well, I think, regardless of the.
Yeah, I guess so. I'll say what I think.
Yeah.
Always gets me in trouble with that. Yeah, no, maybe. But like I said, I think we, you know, I know everyone's close to their kids, but we've got sort of a really tight bond, and I think they needed that crossover with the kids as well.
Yeah. The kids are amazing.
Oh, the kids were.
The
kids were better than us, I think.
No, but I think some of us were cast because of our kids, and I always felt that.
Definitely.
I thought Zach carried me in there because like you put him in a room full of people, and you know he's great. You know, so I think sometimes we were in there off the back of our kids a little bit as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh no, it was a teamwork. Yeah. So I wanted to do that programme for Luke, not for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I wanted us to do it. So because I wanted us to share an experience.
Yeah.
I didn't realise it was going to go how it went, and listen, good or bad, but that's part of the journey, isn't it? Listen, always. And I'll never forget when I saw Luke. You know, that day when they all came in, and he said,
amazing.
And he walked towards me in the Doc Martin shoes that I bought him in London as when we were on the way over, and he said to me, his first one was, I've been defending you. And I was totally oblivious to everything, right? And I'm still in my little bubble. I'm like, what do you mean? You know, why are you defending you? Because obviously you don't realise what they're seeing.
Of course.
And also don't forget, the kids are only seeing what they're being showed as well.
Yeah.
You know, let's get it right. So anyway, I've been defending you, and it was the first time I had an inkling of trouble.
I did see your face.
I
did see your face.
And I saw his face, and he's not that person.
He's a very chilled boy, isn't he?
Super chilled. He doesn't like to talk.
This is what I can't
Houston, we may have a problem. But no, it was the kids. I've got. Another little story. Then I'll promise I'll let you boys speak. But I didn't get the show. I kind of thought I got it, but on that last day when I saw the kids together, and I was like,
that's the show.
That is,
that's
that's
there. Hey, listen, it makes me emotional talking about it.
Yeah,
Seriously,
definitely.
That moment.
Yeah.
Because listen, we've been in that house for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it was. Well, you've been a bit shorter, longer than me, and we were all emotionally gone, haven't we? You know, drained. When I saw these kids and the way they were together.
Oh, it was so nice to see one.
And I was just like, wow.
Yeah,
it blew me away.
Yeah,
blew me away.
You know, and I think it's important for people to know, and they probably gather it off the kids' sort of socials as well now, that they're all really good friends.
Absolutely.
You know, I know
better than the mums and dads are.
100%. Like Zach still speaks to Luke.
They all speak to each other, don't they?
No, I told you what Luke said to me when we were walking in London. We'd not spoken about the show at all, and he said, "Dad, I think I've got a real friend there." And I went, "What do you mean?" He went, "Zach," he said.
Yeah, that's nice.
He said, and listen, Luke's 19, mate, and he's a boy. He doesn't get emotional.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Sorry, mate, say that again. Can I take that? Because you never get emotional." And he said, "No, babe, you don't understand." He said, "But a real friend." I was like,
that's one of the questions I've been asked the most is, was it genuine emotion? Did we generally not realise that the kids were watching the show? I've been asked that question so many times. And for me, like, it was a complete and utter surprise, wasn't it? Yeah. How many times have you had that question? Was it?
I suspected.
Yeah, you said.
Now, obviously, it led to a little bit of fallout, but I mean, because I presumed, because I said to them when I was in London, I said, "So you're telling me that they're going to go, that you'll bring them over to blog?" And I was like, I kind of said, it didn't matter at the end of the day, listen, they were the show. Roger was the show, Zach was the show, Maisie was the show, Luke was the show. Listen, we were stronger, you know, than the sum of our parts. You know what I mean? Because they just brought it. And also when I was watching the show back, they're so natural.
They were so, honestly, some of the advice that they were giving is like better than you could give yourself.
I don't know about you guys, but the only not in that way. I had no interest in watching myself because my ego's not actually that big. But I
Really?
not around this table. But I had no interest in watching myself. But what I was really keen to do, because Zach had seen everything that I'd done, I'd seen nothing that he'd done, and I just really enjoyed. It must have been the same for you guys, watching your own kids, and that's why I looked forward every day to the programme.
And one thing for me was, I didn't realise how well my daughter actually knew me. I was so surprised when I watched it back. I was like, wow.
Do you know how stupid naive I am? I was worried for Luke all the way through.
Yeah.
When really, I should have been worried about myself because he was fine.
Yeah, totally.
And you know when you did that little intro thing on the sofa, you did it in the big barn.
Yeah, that's right.
Beautiful.
That was the first kind of intro. So listen, we're in a serious program here.
Yeah.
And then they asked Luke a question, and he said something. I was like, "Is that just come from?" I was like, "What?" I was like, "He knew me better than I knew myself."
But I didn't realise that. I didn't realise that until I watched the show, and I was like, "Wow."
Listen, we don't talk about it now because he's 19 and I'm whatever.
Yeah.
But those little snippets where I'm looking at him going,
3 guys. Talking about their kids.
Absolutely.
You'd always hear women talking about it because women naturally are very open and they're very honest with each other. But I think us guys, you don't always have these conversations, do you? About, unless you're moaning about them. Because you probably don't realise they know you. So I think in that way, we've been in a really privileged position to see our kids how they are without us.
Do you know what kind of amazes me? That if I'd not been the show, I'd know less about Luke than I do now. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah,
no, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly what you mean.
I found out more in those 2 weeks about him and his relationship with me than, because as a father, so 19, I listen, a lot of people out there have got teenagers. They're not the most how can we say talkative of people. You know, I know some people are very talkative, but some people aren't. And just some things we spoke about on the show. We never have spoken about it since, but we had that time together. And there's some things he came out, and I was just like, wow.
And I think that's worth its weight in gold. Just that experience alone, isn't it?
You know what a genius show where he gets the mums.
Yeah.
Your rich, good-looking boy gets the mums. They all fancy it. You get all the dinner ladies.
Dinner ladies.
no. Right. What I'm trying to say is that the show captures the middle-aged audience like us, and then gets the kids as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So they cover all bases.
Genius, isn't it? Genius. Absolute genius.
It is, but anyway, I'm sure, because people are probably fed up, sick and tired of hearing about our show now.
About us. Let's kind of talk about me a bit more, please.
Yeah, go on.
Just
my
a
favourite
little
subject.
bit more.
Yeah, so
you do very well at that.
Well, before you introduce your own sort of segment, let me go. So how about you? What are you up to? What are you doing?
Yeah, so obviously we just had 3 or 4 days of partying with you boys, but I run a property company on the island of Ibiza, villas. We rent villas out, but we have a sales, like an estate agent, so real estate company. So we sell. I kind of kick back these days. I've got staff to do it for me, so I'm lucky enough to be, on the downward trajectory of work. So just relaxing, but just I've got my podcast series as well. So I know this is for yours today in collaboration with mine.
Yeah.
It's very kind. My Man in San podcast series, which I'm doing at the moment, which is receiving some really great feedback. It's very niche because it's about Ibiza and it's about a certain segment of Ibiza. Basically, it's me interviewing all my mates about their time.
Yeah, hold on a minute, right? And can we interject? Because when you say your mates, they're not just mates, are they?
Well,
they are people of, especially in Ibiza, of a high position. So
it's the people who run the clubs, but I've grown up with them. They've run the hotels as well, and it's designed to put their story. And listen, there's people out there who've never had a chance to tell their story.
Yeah.
And it's been amazing. I even did one with my 6-year-old son Daniel, and it's been really good. It's a labour of love. I love doing it. It's not massively listened to, but the feedback that we're getting is amazing as well. I've also done my weekly blog as well, which is another labour of love. So
you've got a lot of stories on this island, haven't you? Been here for 30 years.
But Paul, my passion is Ibiza. My passion is portraying Ibiza in the light that Ibiza should be portrayed as. Yeah. So there's a lot of negative press about Ibiza, a lot of rubbish.
Yeah.
And some of it's true.
Yeah.
And I would never shy away from that. If it's true, it's true. But I think my role as a prominent British person on the island is to tell the real story.
Yeah.
And most of it's listen, all the sensational stuff about the drugs and the stuff, 90% of it is probably true, but 10% of it is rubbish, and how it's presented is there. So listen, that's my passion, you know, and as I said, I'm lucky enough to have two amazing kids, which I spend time with, Luke and Daniel, and just enjoying life as much as I can as a 49-year-old in Ibiza. So no, and it's been amazing for you boys to come and see me. For me to show you my island.
It's been great. I've had such a good few days with you boys. Honestly, we've caught up. We've had some great conversations.
We broke the ice, haven't we?
Oh, it's been brilliant. And just to let you know, I'll be back next week. Anyway.
You've got one, haven't you?
Yeah.
No, I checked it this morning.
It made me laugh because when we came out, remember he said, he doesn't really like people staying with him for more than 2 days, and like it's just been great.
5 days, like
literally.
And I'm literally
turfing us out. Yeah. No, it's been great.
Are you ready? What are you doing, buddy?
So for me, I like I said, I experienced on the show, sort of being in TV, it was something that I really enjoyed. I think it was a different career sort of path for me that I'd never had before. So it was something that I wanted to do more of. So I've started a podcast which is called 50 Shades and Grey. Where did you come on that name from? 50 Shades and Grey. Actually, it wasn't my idea. I would credit that to someone else that I did a podcast with, which was Millie. Initially I was talking to her about maybe us doing something together, and she came up with the idea, and I thought it was really good, and also I thought for my sort of audience that I've got at the moment, it is mostly sort of single women above the age of 35, and I thought what better advice to take than a single woman who's above the age of 35 for your audience. So it's about midlife. It's, you know, a lot of it started to revolve around dating and relationships and kids and everything.
Is that something you're interested in, or?
Yeah, it is, because what I really found on the show, and this is one of my big takeaways from the show, was it was so nice talking to people in the same position as me, because all my close friends, they're all in relationships, so they don't get, like when they're like, they go, oh, you're always dating people, and it's like, well, it's not, but when you're single, when you're older, you know quickly if you like people.
Absolutely.
So it's like, well, it's not another girlfriend, is it? And it makes it sound quite sort of cheap in some ways, but like when you're dating, that's what it's like, because you'll have a day and both of you will go, we're not for each other, are we? We're both going adults. You go your separate ways, but to them it's like, oh, it's someone else.
But ultimately, you're only trying to find what they've got anyway.
Yeah,
and that is.
Yeah, 100. Or sometimes, listen, and this is the other thing as well. Or sometimes you're not. Sometimes it's just about being happy single. But there may be something that you miss. It may be sort of chatting to someone. It may be physical touch. It may be, you know. So I've done all these podcasts with people that I've been lucky to come across in my life so far. I'd love to do them with more. And it's all about midlife, about changing careers.
How's it been received so far, man? What's the feedback?
It's great to say, it's hard work. It's been great for the people that have listened to it. You know what podcasts are like now. I don't think anyone listens from start to end a lot of the time. It's snippets. But what I also found is that a lot of the feedback I've had, it's really helped people. So that's the other thing. Even if it could help 1 or 2 people, and don't get me wrong, listen, to be blatantly honest, I'm doing it as sort of a bit of an audition tape for myself as well, because I enjoy this bit. I enjoy the chatting to people, I enjoy interviewing people, I like being on camera.
Sounds good looks again.
I think it's the dramatic.
We've got a face for radio, but
as long as it's the big studio.
What's enormous.
No, I do like the sort of the dramatic side of it, as you said earlier. You know, I like that bit, so I'd like to do more of that. And if I can use the podcast as a vehicle to maybe any opportunities, and I'm always one that will think, if I can think of one good reason to do something, I'll have a go.
But you know, so I said to you yesterday, I think when we were on the beaches, and I said, listen, it only takes one. It takes one snippet of something to see something, whatever. You know, it's like anything. You do years and years of work, and it's just that one moment, you know, that comes through.
And listen, if it goes horribly wrong, and well, not horribly wrong, but if it doesn't work out,
or if you're lost.
Yeah, exactly, and I'll add it to the folder of a million other things in my life that hasn't worked out, so what's one more?
But the most important thing is that you enjoy doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
it's got to be a labour of love, mate. It's got to be.
Absolutely.
Because you can't force that.
No, definitely.
But I wouldn't lie, it's for a purpose. I'd love it to go somewhere, like I know yours is a labour of love.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you love Ibiza.
Yeah, as I said, it's a labour of love, but, you know, I'm more about quality rather than quantity. You know, I probably get 500-600 people listening to my podcast, but the feedback I get that's for me, it's worth it.
Yeah.
And also, you know yourself, you're only as good as the person you're interviewing, right?
Oh,
so
exactly.
you're only as good as the people you can attract. And I've had a few people turn me down, but now I think I'll come back and sort of listen to it because it's about their chance to tell the story.
I don't just want to talk about single people, single life, because some people love a single life. I want to talk to people who are in relationships, because I spoke to Roger and Jamie, they've just started their journey. I spoke to Roger, hopefully I'm going to speak to Jamie this weekend, and about how they're navigating their relationship now, because it's new, or people that have been in relationships for 20 years, or people that have changed careers, because I think you get to that stage in midlife where you start to know yourself better. A lot of people get to it and then suddenly look at their life and realise they're not happy.
Like that, haven't we?
Well,
we've all got mates who are stuck in relationships they'd rather not be, but they don't want to rock the boat as well.
Maybe not relationships, maybe it's jobs, and it can be anything. But so that's where I'm at. So guys, give it a listen. And 50 Shades and Grey, like yours, on all platforms. And I like you, Martin. Feedback is everything.
Yeah, exactly.
So do I watch I know mine is not as anywhere near as polished.
I had a feedback from Mr. Paul Edwards. Actually, he sent me a voice note.
I did send you a voice note. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
He sent me a voice note, so I'll listen to the podcast.
It was very interesting. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So
he was a very interesting guy.
Pablito, what are you up to, buddy?
So I'm just obviously expanding on my decorating business, and I've got future kind of plans of getting back into a bit of development. I've also got a big plan coming up, which I've told you guys, which is a bit of a secret.
No, you
haven't told us.
No, you didn't.
I've said to you.
You told us that you were going to tell us.
which I can't go into. Yeah. But it's
Can we have the world exclusive?
This
is the exclusive, but I've got something coming up in the next kind of few months, which you guys will be involved in.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And how will you
that's not an exclusive when you don't tell us.
No, but I can't go into details at the moment.
You've got me.
Yeah.
So it's not an exclusive then.
It's an exclusive advert.
It could be.
Exactly.
So boys, we're running out of time here.
Sun's going down.
Sun's going down.
Sun's going down.
What about the view, boys?
Oh, the views are incredible.
Yeah.
The views.
What's your one takeaway from what we went through together?
I think the friendships made, the friendships made, the realizing my daughter knows me more than I ever dreamed. Yeah, I'd say the friendship really.
For me, is finding people who are like-minded in the same situation as you, that you'll get support off. And understand when you're talking about whatever it is as a single person they get.
Yeah.
I think for me that was a big thing.
The show really cut through, didn't it?
Yeah.
It really cut through.
Like I said already, we bumped into again women this weekend that have gone. I'm a single mum. I watched you guys, and it gave me hope.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think none of us realise just how many people out there were in the same situation as ourselves.
Because you do think you're kind of like alone in the situation. It's like you feel like you're in the boat on your own, and then you look around the ocean, and there's loads of boats out there.
I think my takeaway is one, it was an experience that I love with my son, Luke. I think first and foremost, and two, met you guys, met some of, and all the other cast members. Some of them I get on with, some of them not, maybe not so much. And just an unbelievable experience that, if it's a one-off, it's a one-off. If something else happens, great, but no one can ever take that experience away
from me. It's an opportunity that you can't say no to.
Yeah.
I've got a question for you, sir.
Yeah.
Did you think about trying to be famous by going on the show?
I'd be lying if I said it didn't cross my mind. But I didn't do it because of that. Because you never know, I had an experience on a show before and it wasn't particularly nice. So you're never quite sure.
Yeah.
I'm already quite famous.
You are actually. I didn't realise.
Famous is not the word. Well known. So possibly, but it wasn't the main. The main thing.
So for me, absolutely not. I did it because I'm the kind of person that would nothing ventured, nothing gained, and I think had I not done it, I'd have been really devastated that I didn't go on there. Anything new, I always put myself into a position where if I can experience something new that I've never experienced before, you should do it. I think, why not?
Yeah, exactly the same as just what Paul said. I think for me it was just something different in my life at a time when I was utterly bored with it. Just the monotony of the same thing every day, and I think it was just a chance to do something different. The fact, I wouldn't say fame, the fact that you become popular for 5 minutes.
I'm not sure that was the case with me, but I mean.
No, but even if it's negative, you're still sort of popular for 5 minutes. But I think we're old enough to realise
it's very short-lived, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Enjoy
what you can.
A bit like tonight, just enjoy it while it's there, and then
because what you find
back in England.
What you find is
hopefully
the next show that comes on that takes the next kind of line.
Of course it is. Yeah. There's always someone around.
I do find it. It intrigues me when people come up to me, like I had someone on the plane say to me about being famous, but I'm exactly the same person as I was before going on that. I don't see it as a fame.
A mate of mine said something which was so true when it all came off, like the week after the show where it all went a bit bonkers, because he said, fame doesn't change you, it changes the people around you. And it's exactly that. They start treating you a little bit different. After a few months, don't get me wrong, it's all forgotten, but when you're caught in that crossfire, it is a little bit weird.
Yeah, very much.
Would you do it again?
Would I relive the experience without knowing what was happening, or would I go into the show again?
Would you, so if they said to you, we're doing a My Mum, Your Dad series 3 and we're doing like, why don't you come in, would you go back in?
I would love to go back in, but only as someone that spoke to the other people in there. I've done my bit. I've had a go at it. I wouldn't want to be that, like the resident single guy. Isn't it again?
There again.
Like, I mean, we've met a couple of people this weekend that are just like that, but no, I didn't mean you.
No,
I'm not going to mention
I know exactly who you mean.
Yeah, exactly. And I wouldn't want to be that guy.
Yeah, would you?
Yeah, I'd go back in. Yeah, why not?
In a shot.
Why not? Yeah. Listen, I think for me, you've got nothing to lose, have you? If I'm single, why not? It clearly works. Look at Roger and Janie. So you just never know.
And also,
you're thrown at you.
You know. You kind of know what to expect. And
I think for me personally, going in a second time I would be very much more comfortable and like more myself, and I think that for me would be my personal kind of angle of it, you know.
Perfect. Boys, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you guys as well, and thank you.
It's an hour. It's gone so quickly, mate.
Oh, very quick.
I'd have to get that.
That's why I've just been saying let's get on with this.
No,
but listen, that just shows you how an hour's just gone by so quickly.
But closing up, thank you for the 50 Shades and Grey. Make sure you listen, and also give the Man in San Anne a listen as well, especially if you're an Ibiza enthusiastic person and if you need your house painted.
No, watch out for my.
Oh, watch out for
the big reveal.
The big reveal.
Honestly,
always the big reveal that we're not allowed to.
Coming soon.
But apparently we're going to be involved in it.
Listen, you'll definitely hear about it.
I don't do painting.
You'll definitely hear about it. Trust me.
Listen, I'd just like to say for all the listeners, from me personally, thanks a lot for watching the show. Really enjoyed being in it. Thanks for the feedback on the good and the bad.
Yeah.
It was a positive experience, and just thanks for getting involved, because it was a very special time.
Yeah. Great experience.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Done.
So, dude, are we involved in it?